Welcome to Akweya TV, the station that talks about history, art, culture, and how they relate to development. My name is Idajo Aja, and this the report we're bringing to you this hour. The insecurity challenges in Nigeria has reached an alarming point, and it has become a source of concern, not just to the government, but to the entire citizenry and stakeholders with shared prosperity in the Nigerian dream. Sustainable development is elusive, where insecurity reigns, hence the insurgency to stem the spate of insecurity, threatening the corporate existence of Nigeria, tops the agenda of all well-meaning Nigerians who seek to leave behind a better future for unborn Nigerians. It is in cognizance of the importance of security to national development, peace, and harmony that the efforts are being galvanized by experts to ensure that a functional solution established to contend with the security challenges. It is as a result of the foregoing that the National Orientation Agency, in collaboration with the Ministry of Defense and National Committee of Influence Operation, with funding from the Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office, organized a high-powered security summit in Abuja to fashion out non-kinetic approaches as critical alternative to military approaches in the fight against insecurity in the country. The two-day security summit, which was centered on the theme National Summit on Non-Kinetic Approaches to Insecurity and Interagency Collaboration, held on the 9th and 10th of December 2021 at the Fraser Suites, Abuja. The summit was a conglomeration of the who is who in the security architecture in Nigeria, including the military, paramilitary, the academia, civil societies, and the media. The opening ceremony was chaired by Major General Paul Tafa, retired, who also is the chairman, Northeastern Development Commission. Delivering the opening remark and setting the context for the summit, the Director General of the National Orientation Agency, Dr. Garba Abari, appreciated the distinguished guests and experts for their presence at the summit, which he said was conceived to provide alternative approaches that will complement the military's effort in managing the security crisis in the country.
In the recent past, our country has witnessed escalating cases of internal security challenges, ranging from insurgency in the northeast, cattle rustling and banditry in northwest, farmer-herder clashes in central Nigeria, threats of secession from different sections, the southeast, southwest, militancy in the south-south, and a myriad of other forms of insecurity. These internal security challenges have combined to stretch our security agencies almost to the limit, while taking a huge toll on our national economy. While acknowledging the patriotic efforts of our security agencies in responding to these varied security challenges, it is important to note that there is a global consensus around the potency of non-kinetic approaches to address internal security challenges. Studies have revealed, and the scholarship is still ongoing, that the tactics and the techniques, both kinetic and non-kinetic, used by competing powers are evolving and they will continue to evolve over the coming decade. It is, for example, in research, that the supremacy of countries, that the United States of America in both kinetic and non-kinetic domains will be challenged as technological advancements continue to make it easier and more affordable for competitors across the globe to acquire and implement new technologies that enable them to more effectively compete across more geographical domains.
The chairman of the event, Major General Paul Tafa, retired, while making the opening remark, acknowledged the great sacrifice of the Nigerian military and paramilitary in tackling insecurity in the country, and applauded the National Orientation Agency, Ministry of Defense, National Committee on Influence Operation, Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office, which he said couldn't have come at a better time than now, when the country needs to explore all available resources in ensuring peace and security of life and properties of Nigerians, irrespective of where they choose to live in the country.
It is also important to know to what extent nation building could be incorporated into national security policies. In view of this, the involvement, employment of non-kinetic approaches such as diplomacy, development, moral suasion, de-radicalization, and peace building could be considered and coordinated.
The British High Commission was represented by the Deputy High Commissioner Jill Atkinson, who enumerated the importance of non-kinetic approaches in solving security challenges. She also stated that non-kinetic strategies have proven to work in many other places around the world, and emphasized its imperativeness in the peculiar Nigerian situation. Like other speakers, she held that the use of military forces is not enough in containing the security situation in the country.
Security in this country. No security problem can be resolved by a security response alone. By understanding the drivers of security, you understand the other parts of the answer on things like education, ethnic difference, religious difference, lack of opportunity to work. These sort of issues are part of what contributes to insecurity. And it's only through working on those, as well as the security response, that you can bring together an overall response to the situation. So I think it's important to look at insecurity in the round. A response which is only a militarized response or an armed response doesn't resolve the problem. And it's by understanding the problem and understanding what drives young men into taking up arms, into seeing criminality or banditry as their best option in life, that you're able to bring a whole of government response to the problem. So I think I would suggest that you look in Eastern Europe, where after the fall of communism, nobody quite knew what was going to happen. There were deep issues with unemployment, with a loss of faith in what people had previously believed. And it was through governments working together to address many of the issues that they were able to come out as stable democracies. And this is the sort of approach that I would commend to Nigeria.
Former Inspector General of Police Solomon Arase retired, who chaired the second day of the summit, applauded the organizers for the wonderful initiative and provided quality leadership over the proceedings of the summit.
To set the tone for today's event. And I started like this, that the major threats to Nigerians' national security over the years could be identified as violent crimes such as armed robbery, kidnapping, sabotage, widespread incidents of violent religious and ethnic conflicts, widespread cases of political violence, especially election-related violence, insurgency, terrorism, cattle rustling and banditry, violent conflicts between farmers and herders, which is particularly potent threat to national security because they can trigger ethnic and religious interpretations. I said, what is the national security question? The major threats to Nigerian internal security over the years are terrorism. Insecurity in Nigeria can be geolocated, across the regions, which is accentuated by violent extremism, ideologies, separatist agitations, proliferation of ethnic militias, kidnapping for ransom, armed robbery, which at times could be orchestrated as transborder criminal networks, an agrarian, pastoralist farmers' crisis, which is particularly potent threat to Nigerian national security because they can trigger, as I said, ethnic and religious interpretation.
Parts of the activities of the day 2 included a recap of the opening ceremony, which was performed by Professor C.B.N. Ogbogo. After opening remarks, participants were divided into 4 groups for the various technical sessions shared by experts from various sectors of the economy. And this is where we wrap up this report for this moment. My name is Idajo Aja. Thanks for watching.